Budget laptops have changed considerably over the years. Clunky designs and worrisome performance are concerns of the past, and we now have slim, lightweight devices that are stylish and functional. Many affordable options exist for those seeking a simple machine for browsing, streaming, or even playing less demanding video games. Number 1. Acer Nitro 5 laptop, with a powerful Ryzen 7 5800H processor and an RTX 3060 GPU featuring NVIDIA DLSS technology. The Acer Nitro 5 AN51545R92M model offers ridiculous value to gamers on a budget. In addition, it boasts 16GB of RAM and 512GB of SSD storage, and there's plenty of space inside for upgrades when you're ready to move up a notch or two. This big, heavy, chiseled-looking laptop comes complete with a customizable 4-zone RGB backlight illuminating a robust keyboard that can take quite a clacking. It certainly looks and feels the part for gamers, and it boasts a plethora of ports. However, you can't have it all your own way at this price point. The 15.6-inch IPS display is a bit on the dim side, and colors are a little muted. But you do get a sharp full HD resolution with a maximum 144Hz refresh rate for buttery smooth visuals and reduced motion blur. Number 2. Acer Aspire 5A 515 56 to 347 newtons slim laptop. Acer's Aspire 5 family is a solid Windows option if you have less than $500 to spend on a new laptop, offering solid everyday performance and plenty of ports. The most recent models hit a good middle ground for most people, running on Intel 11th Gen CPUs and supporting up to 16GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. Of course, the higher specs you get, the more expensive the machine will be. Not all Aspire 5 laptops come in at under $500. The Aspire 5 comes with a 15.6-inch 1080p IPS display, which delivers clear visuals for streaming or web browsing. The number pad is a handy addition for productivity, and the port selection includes USB-A, USB-C, and Ethernet ports, making it a practical choice for those who need to connect multiple devices. Acer's latest models also feature Wi-Fi 6 for faster connectivity, and our battery test confirmed up to 10 hours of good battery life, more than enough for a day's work or entertainment. Number 3. Asus Vivobook 16M 1605 laptop. The best budget laptop we've tested is the Asus Vivobook 16M 1605. 2023, a 16-inch Windows ultra-applicable. This model feels well built, and it isn't overly bulky or heavy for a 16-inch device, so it's still easy to carry around. You can configure it with an AMD Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 CPU, which are more than adequate to handle general productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, spreadsheets, and video playback. Models with 16GB of RAM might be hard to find, but thankfully, you can upgrade the memory yourself, which might be cheaper since SODIMM sticks are relatively inexpensive days. Its battery life is okay at a little over 8 hours of light use, so depending on your workload, you may have to plug it in for a quick charge. The overall user experience is good. It is a comfortable keyboard, a large, responsive touchpad, and a decent 720p webcam. Its 1080p display looks reasonably sharp but only gets up to 250 CD per square meter of brightness, so visibility may be an issue in well-lit rooms. It also looks a tad washed out due to its narrow color gamut. You get Wi-Fi 6E wireless connectivity, a fingerprint sensor for quick logins, and a decent port selection with 3 USBs, a USB-C, and an HDMI. Unfortunately, the USB-C doesn't support video output, so you'll have to use the HDMI port to connect an external display. Number 4. Asus Vivobook 15 laptop. The Asus Vivobook has a physically larger screen than the other laptops we tested, and its keyboard has a built-in number pad. But it's bigger and less pleasant to cart around and had poor battery life in our testing, so we'd only recommend it if you need an inexpensive laptop with a number pad. The Vivobook 15 has many variants under $500 with good enough specs. We tested the F515E0S36. With an 11th Gen Intel Core i3 1115 G4 CPU, 8GB of RAM, 256GB PCIe SSD and 15.6-inch 1080p anti-glare screen. It shipped with Windows 10 Home in S mode. We disabled S mode and upgraded it to Windows 11 for testing. In our benchmarking and real-world use, the Vivobook 15 kept up with the Dell Inspiron 14 and Acer Aspire 5 in everything but battery life. Its 37 Wh/, 2-cell battery got about 4 hours to a charge. The Acer Aspire 5's 3-cell got around 6 hours, and the Dell Inspiron got about 8 hours. Number 5. Asus Chromebook Detachable CM3 Laptop. The Asus Chromebook Detachable CM3 has a great screen, excellent battery life and surprisingly capable performance for the price, with an emphasis on for the price. If you absolutely can't spend more than $350 and need a small laptop for school or basic productivity work, it's a far better option than an iPad or the Surface laptop say or HP Stream, two sub-$300 Windows laptops around the same size. But if you spend a little more money on one or our picks you'll have a much better time, and if you mostly want a good tablet, just get an iPad. The CM3 isn't a great laptop, but it's a much better laptop than it is a tablet. The detachable keyboard and trackpad are cramped but usable, and Chrome OS does a much better job with multitasking and window management than iPadOS. The 10.5-inch, 1920 by 1200 display is high-res enough that you can have a Google Doc on one half of the screen and a web page or another doc on the other, though you'll probably revert to full screen before long. Unfortunately, its ability as a multitasker is hampered by the MediaTek CPU, which can start struggling around the 10th Chrome tab, or as soon as you try to do anything with an Android app,